Hello my friends, welcome to another watercolor tutorial. Today we are painting sort of like a summer lake landscape. This reminds me of a local lake actually, because it has a lot of islands and I might include an island in this one. So to start off, we're gonna do the background, of course. So I'm starting with like a sandy nude color. For the center, you can just have a very watered down pink. That will work as well. And I'm just applying it in the center of my painting. And I'm going a little bit wider than I typically would just because it is a lighter color, and when I paint the outer colors that go on either side, they might overtake this one. So I am compensating for that by making it a little bit bigger than I want it to be. So I've taken pink and I'm just putting that on top, and I'm doing the same thing with the pink where I'm extending it a tad bit, like so. And then finally, I'm going to take a purple, violet, whatever. Oh, I don't like that. I want it to be darker. That's better. For the top and the bottom. And that is basically our background. Now, I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm probably going to do a second layer just based on what it looks like when it dries. Okay, so this is dry. I am going to do a second layer because I want the background to be very vibrant. So I'm taking exactly the same colors as before in exactly the same order, and I'm just replicating what I did there. And as well. And finally the purple. And that is a lot more vibrant. So I'm going to let this completely dry, and then we can focus on the silhouetted details that will make this come together. Alrighty, my friends. So this should be dry. And typically I would just use black as my silhouette color. That's what I've always done. But this time, this painting, by the way, is inspired by the Doodle Keeper. And so she seemed to use like, not a black, but a very dark purple violet color. Maybe I'm just mixing in quite a bit of black into mine. And then that's what I'm going to use for the horizon line. So I'm going to tilt my paper into portrait position to make it easier to paint my horizon line. And I'm just painting as straight of a line as I can, straight across my page in the middle where the sand color is. Now you can choose to like do whatever you want in terms of the details of this section. I have not yet decided what this is going to look like, so I'm just trying things out. I mean, the easiest thing to do would just be to like have little mountain shapes. So what I'm doing is I'm just drawing a thin line, and then I'm adding horizontal stripes onto that line, making them wider as I go down, of course, to make pine trees. But this is extremely time consuming. So I am actually going to just tilt my paintbrush so that it's kind of vertical to the paper. Sorry, it's parallel to the paper. And I'm painting these spikes or pointy bits. And this is just a much easier way of making it look like there's dense evergreens growing. Without too much extra effort. Like so. That doesn't look too bad at all, I think. So, okay, where do we go from here? I'm gonna add an island because I don't have many like I have a lot of paintings that look like this, but very few with islands on them, so why not? I'm gonna add a lot of black to that existing purpley color I was using. And my island is going to be around here, like just maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch below my horizon line. So you can make your island as wide as you want to, but some grass, and my island is going to have more detailed pine trees on it. So again, I painted like a vertical line, and then I am just adding horizontal lines coming off of the vertical line for my pine trees, my evergreens, whatever you wish to call them. Actually turned out not bad. Usually my evergreens, lately I haven't been, kind of lost my style with the evergreens. Sometimes, okay, here's a very random thing that I just thought of now, and this may not be true or relevant in the slightest, but if it helps one person, great. Sometimes all it takes is switching your paintbrush to one that you haven't used before or one that you haven't used in a long time, and the difference in the thickness of the bristles, the what do you call it? Not the tightness of the bristles. It's kind of hard for me to, like, whether they're rigid or very like floppy, that will change the way that you paint. Like you'll be painting the same way that you paint, but because the bristles behave differently, the paintbrush behaves differently, it'll give you a slightly different painting effect, or it might inspire you in some way. And that's kind of what I did here, because I've started using these grabby paintbrushes, not really recently. It's recent for me in real time, but by the time you see it, it'll be several months that I've been using them. And yeah, at first I didn't like them, but they really grew on me. And now I use them in basically every painting, I would say. So I'm very happy with them. I really like how these evergreens turned out. I do want this island to be a little bit thicker though, because right now it looks like these pines are just floating. And what we can do is take that original purple, if we want, and water it down to create a shadow. If you want, you don't have to do this. And your shadow can either be like solid or it could be rippled. Sort of like that. I don't like how it actually looks rippled, so I'm just gonna take water on my paintbrush and fill that in. Like so. I want it to be even lighter than that. So lifting off that color. Should be darker at the base. Okay, I don't want to focus too much on that because we still got quite a few foreground details to add. So I'm going to take the black watercolor once more, and without thinking too much about it, I'm just going to paint some deciduous tree branches. And I'm going to have them close together. It's kind of taking on a Halloween-y vibe when I add the deciduous branches to these trees. And that is not intentional. So you can even add like leaves and whatnot to your deciduous trees. I mean, this is a summer painting, so your trees probably should have leaves. So I'm just roughly, I don't want to say dotting because that's not what I mean. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm just letting I'm dotting my paintbrush, but in a very abstract way, and I'm letting the tree branches the leaves apply themselves. Sort of like that, and I'm gonna add a couple on this side, one or two. I don't want to take a crazy amount of time like I usually do with these details. These trees should be loose and kind of effortless looking. So I'm gonna also add some leafage, foliage to these guys. Now, I'm debating on whether I should add like a strip at the bottom here. And I will. Don't debate, just do, Julia. Don't think so much. And I can always have like little things coming up from the base here, but I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush or a liner brush to paint like the little grassy details here. Ugh, I don't really like that, so I'm not gonna paint anymore. It kind of makes the painting look less clean, if you will. I'm gonna keep it at that. I would have added clouds at the beginning if I had the foresight to think about that, but I did not. And I am not too, like, I'm pretty happy with this. It's all right. Ooh, one other thing I'll do actually is add little birds. That is not a little bird, that is a large bird. There we go. Okay, birds always add something extra to the sky. So that is it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. I love reading your comments and replying to them. So until next time, until the next tutorial, see you guys later.